Have you ever felt trapped in a game you could never win? A game where the narcissist is always in control, manipulating, blaming, and making you question your own reality? How do you break free from that toxic cycle? How do you not only stand your ground, but also make them realize you're no longer an easy target? The answer is, you can do it. But here's the key thing to remember. You can't beat a narcissist by playing their game. They are masters of emotional manipulation, distorting reality and twisting situations so they always come out on top. If you react the way they expect, you're only tightening the chains they've placed around you. It's like wrestling a pig in the mud. The pig enjoys the chaos, while you end up exhausted and covered in filth. So, what's the solution? The secret lies in changing the game entirely. Instead of trying to win by fighting back, you need to master self-control, set unshakable boundaries, and remove yourself from their influence without losing your inner peace. In today's episode, we'll break down exactly how to do that. Not by playing their game, but by dismantling it completely. You have the power to protect yourself from their toxic grip, reclaim your confidence, and take back control of the life you deserve. Your transformation starts right now. Hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on content that helps you live stronger and freer. One, setting strong boundaries, the key to regaining control. Setting boundaries isn't just about self-protection, it's a powerful statement that you deserve respect. When dealing with a narcissist, clear boundaries are your shield against manipulation and control. Narcissists have a keen ability to identify weaknesses, exploit hesitation, and chip away at your confidence. That's why boundaries can't just be words. They must be a firm commitment to yourself. Start by defining what truly matters to you. What are your non-negotiables? What values will you not compromise on? When communicating your boundaries, be direct but calm and respectful. For example, I value our relationship, but I need personal space to focus on my priorities. I understand that you need help, but I'm not able to provide that right now. These statements are clear yet non-confrontational, and most importantly, be consistent. Narcissists don't easily accept boundaries. They may try to manipulate your emotions, guilt-trip you, or even lash out when they don't get their way. But remember, you don't need to over-explain or apologize for protecting your well-being. A strong boundary is a sign of self-respect and emotional maturity. Additionally, not everyone will respect your boundaries right away. That's why having support, whether from loved ones or even a therapist, is crucial. Setting boundaries isn't about rejecting others. It's about affirming that you have the right to be treated with respect in every relationship. Always remember, boundaries are not walls to push people away. They are gates that allow you to decide who gets to enter and stay in your life. And only when you stand firm in your boundaries can you truly experience peace and freedom. Two, mastering emotional stability, your shield against manipulation. One of the most effective strategies when dealing with a narcissist is maintaining emotional stability. Narcissists have a powerful weapon, emotional manipulation. They provoke, criticize, and guilt-trip you to control the situation in their favor. If you let emotions take over, they take control, not just of the conversation, but of you. Remember this. Their behavior is not a reflection of your worth. The harsh words, the unreasonable actions, they aren't about you. They stem from their insecurities and their need for control. Understanding this will help you detach emotionally and stop reacting in ways that fuel their manipulation. Instead of responding emotionally, focus on self-regulation. Take a deep breath, count to 10, or pause before replying. These small moments allow you to regain composure and respond wisely, rather than falling into the emotional traps they set. Another key tactic is refusing to play their emotional games. For example, if they say, "I knew you weren't good enough for this," don't get defensive or argue. Instead, calmly respond, "That's your opinion and I respect it, but I see things differently." By remaining neutral and non-confrontational, you strip them of their power to manipulate. Beyond that, build your own emotional resilience. Meditation, yoga, or any stress-reducing activity strengthens your ability to stay centered. When you cultivate inner peace, external negativity has less impact on you. Most importantly, you are not responsible for their emotions. Narcissists will try to make you feel guilty or pressure you into fixing the emotional mess they create. But you have the right to set emotional boundaries, stand firm, and prioritize your mental well-being. When you master emotional stability, you reclaim control over yourself and create a powerful shield against manipulation. And that is the key to maintaining your peace in even the most challenging relationships. Three, stop fueling their ego. Narcissists thrive on attention and admiration. It's the fuel that keeps their sense of power and importance alive. One of the most effective ways to weaken their influence over you is to stop feeding this need. They will go to great lengths to capture attention, whether by boasting, exaggerating achievements, or provoking emotional reactions. Their goal isn't just recognition, it's any response from you, positive or negative. But when you stop providing that fuel, they lose their hold over you. The best approach is to keep your responses neutral. If they brag about an achievement, resist the urge to overreact or play along. Instead, reply with something simple like, "That's interesting." This neither inflates their ego nor gives them the reaction they crave. Don't let them drag you into emotionally charged conversations. If they make a provocative statement designed to unsettle you, stay composed and respond calmly. "I understand your perspective." When you refuse to engage emotionally, their ability to manipulate you weakens. More importantly, shift your focus back to yourself. When you stop pouring energy into meeting their needs, you create more space to focus on your own goals and values. This sends a powerful message that you are not easily controlled. Most crucially, you are not responsible for making them feel better. If they react with frustration or disappointment because they're not getting the praise they seek, that's their issue, not yours. Stand firm, protect your energy, and don't let their emotions dictate your own. When you stop supplying the attention they crave, their manipulation loses its power. Not only will this reduce your stress, but it will also force them to either adjust their behavior or seek validation elsewhere. Four, applying the grey rock method. When boredom becomes your shield. One of the most effective strategies for dealing with narcissists is using the grey rock method. A technique that makes you appear like a grey rock in their eyes, dull, unresponsive, and completely neutral. Narcissists don't just want to control you, they crave emotional stimulation from you. They will try to provoke, manipulate, or create drama to capture your attention. When you react, whether with anger, justification, or an attempt to please them, you unintentionally fuel them. However, when you become boring and unresponsive in the way they expect, they gradually lose interest and shift their attention elsewhere. How to apply the grey rock method correctly? Keep your responses short and neutral. Narcissists often try to pull you into emotionally charged conversations, whether by boasting, mocking, or provoking you. Instead of arguing or showing emotion, respond with short, non-expansive statements. "Yes, fine. I'm not sure. Interesting. Thanks for sharing." No explanations, no arguments, no additional details. The less emotional feedback you give, the harder it is for them to manipulate the conversation. Avoid showing emotions. Narcissists thrive on your reactions. They want to see you angry, hurt, or trying to win their approval. If they provoke you, maintain a calm, neutral expression with minimal emotional response. If you find it hard to control your emotions, practice deep breathing and remind yourself that they are not worth your inner peace. For example, if they deliberately criticize you or say something hurtful, instead of defending yourself, respond indifferently. I understand your point of view. That's your opinion. When you don't show that you're affected, they lose motivation to keep attacking your emotions. Limit sharing personal information. Narcissists tend to gather personal information, not out of concern, but to use it as ammo when needed. They may twist your words, use your information to manipulate you, or even smear you when it suits them. To protect yourself, keep conversations minimal and avoid sharing private details, emotions, or anything important to you. If they ask about your job, relationships, or personal plans, respond vaguely. Everything's fine, nothing special, just keeping busy with a few things. When they have nothing to exploit, they can't manipulate you emotionally. Don't engage in their power games. Narcissists always want to control conversations and create drama. If they try to drag you into meaningless arguments, blame games, or emotional manipulation, refuse to engage. You can exit the conversation by saying, "I don't want to discuss this. I have other things to do. We can talk later if necessary." Your calmness and indifference will take away their power to manipulate the situation. Focus on yourself. Instead of wasting energy fighting them, invest your time and mental space into what truly matters to you. Read books, exercise, grow as a person, and build healthy relationships. These things will help you regain control and stay out of a narcissist's toxic cycle. This method may not be easy, especially if you have to deal with a narcissist in your family, workplace, or close relationships. Initially, they may become angry or intensify their efforts to get a reaction from you. But if you stay consistent, they will eventually lose interest and seek another victim. Remember, the goal of the Grey Rock method is not to change the narcissist, but to protect yourself from manipulation. When they no longer receive the reaction they crave, they will gradually back off, and you will reclaim your valuable mental space. Five, stop trying to change them. Set yourself free. One of the biggest mistakes people make when dealing with a narcissist is believing they can change them. Let me be clear, you can't. Not only is it an impossible task, but attempting to do so will leave you emotionally and mentally drained. Narcissists don't believe they are wrong. In their world, they are always right, always superior, always deserving of admiration. If you try to make them see their behavior for what it is, they won't reflect or adjust. They will resist, manipulate, or even attack you to protect their ego. In the end, you won't change them. You'll only trap yourself in a cycle of stress and frustration. So, what should you do instead? First, let go of the need to fix them. Shift the focus back to yourself. Ask yourself, what is keeping me in this situation? How can I protect my emotional and mental well-being in this relationship? The first step to reclaiming your power is accepting that you can't control other people. The only thing you can control is how you respond. When you stop trying to change them, you will feel a profound sense of relief. No more pressure, no more unrealistic expectations, just peace and control over your own life. Set realistic expectations. Don't wait for them to wake up one day, realize their mistakes, and change for you. They won't, unless they genuinely want to, and that's rare. Instead, focus on setting boundaries, protecting your values, and prioritizing your needs. When you stop allowing them to dictate your emotions, you send a clear message that you are not theirs to control. If you're feeling exhausted or stuck, seek support. Whether from a therapist, a trusted friend, or a community that can offer you an objective perspective. Sometimes, an outside viewpoint is exactly what you need to gain clarity and find the best way forward. Remember this, you were not born to fix other people, especially a narcissist. They won't change just because you want them to, but you have the power to change how you handle them, how you protect your emotions, and how you reclaim your energy. Letting go of the need to change them doesn't mean giving up. It means choosing freedom and inner peace for yourself, and that is true strength in any relationship. Six, accept that they won't change and make the right decision. One of the most important steps in dealing with a narcissist is accepting reality. They will not change, and this relationship may never be healthy. This can be difficult to accept, especially if they are a loved one, a partner, or someone significant in your life. But acceptance doesn't mean resignation. It means taking control and making the best decision for yourself. Narcissists don't see their mistakes, nor do they have the motivation to change. They don't recognize the harm they cause as a problem. If you keep waiting for a transformation that will never come, you are only prolonging your own suffering. Instead, face the reality of this relationship and ask yourself, can I stay in this relationship without losing myself? Can I set strong enough boundaries to protect my mental well-being? Does this relationship bring anything positive to my life, or does it only drain me? If the answer is no, it may be time to seriously consider creating distance, or even walking away. You have a choice, and staying is not always the best one. If you must interact with a narcissist, such as in family or work settings, focus on minimizing their impact on your life, keeping interactions brief and strictly necessary, not sharing personal information or emotions with them, building a strong support system with friends, family, or professionals to help maintain your emotional balance. If you recognize that this relationship is emotionally depleting you, creating distance, or even cutting ties completely, may be the best decision. Leaving a narcissist is not a failure. It is an act of self-preservation. You cannot change them, but you can change your own life. Accepting this reality is not giving up. It's reclaiming your power, choosing peace, and prioritizing yourself. That is true strength. 7. Build your own life. Break free from their control. Narcissists want you to revolve around them. They seek to control your thoughts, emotions, and even your entire life, making you believe they are the center of everything. But the truth is, you can, and must, create a life that is completely your own. When you invest too much energy into a narcissist, you slowly lose yourself. You may have abandoned hobbies, goals, or important relationships just to maintain peace with them. To regain control, you must reconnect with yourself and focus on building a life where they have no power over you. How can you reclaim your life? Rediscover your identity. Ask yourself, who was I before this relationship took over my life? If you have given up things that once brought you joy and fulfillment, start reclaiming them. Explore your passions, values, and personal goals once again. Invest in healthy relationships. Narcissists often isolate you from people who support you. They want you to depend on them and believe that you have no one else. Don't let that continue. Reconnect with friends, family, or join positive communities where you are valued, heard, and appreciated for who you truly are. Focus on self-improvement. One of the most powerful ways to break free from a narcissist's grip is to become stronger, mentally, emotionally, and even financially. Learn new skills, take courses, advance your career, or start a personal project. When you have a fulfilling and independent life, their manipulations lose their hold over you. Establish routines that keep you grounded. Meditation, journaling, exercise, or engaging in creative activities can help you stay emotionally balanced and prevent you from being drawn into the narcissist's drama. When you have a strong inner foundation, you no longer feel trapped by their influence. Learn to enjoy your freedom. Narcissists want you to believe you need them, but the reality is you can live a far better life without them. As you start spending time on yourself, doing what you love without their interference, you'll realize that your life belongs to you, not them. No one can control you unless you let them. Building an independent, fulfilling life is the ultimate way to break free from a narcissist's control. When you confidently walk your own path, their influence fades. Peace and happiness are not privileges someone grants you, they are what you rightfully deserve. Stoic wisdom and relationships with narcissists. Reclaiming your inner fortress. When dealing with a narcissist, the greatest battle is not with them, it is with yourself. Narcissists thrive on control, emotional manipulation, and distorting reality to keep you under their influence. But what if the true path to freedom doesn't lie in changing them, but in mastering yourself? This is where Stoic philosophy, with its principles of resilience, discipline, and emotional mastery, becomes a powerful and practical solution. The power of control, what you can and cannot change. One of the core principles of Stoicism, as taught by Epictetus, is distinguishing between what is within our control and what is not. Some things are within our power, while others are not. In a relationship with a narcissist, this shift in mindset is revolutionary. You cannot control their behavior, their distorted reality, or their endless need for validation, but you can control your reactions, your decisions, and your inner peace. Imagine a woman named Sarah who spent years in a relationship with a narcissistic partner. Every time she tried to reason with him, he twisted her words, made her doubt herself, and convinced her that she was the problem. She kept fighting, hoping that if she could just make him understand, the relationship would improve. But after each confrontation, she felt even more drained. One day she came across a passage from the Discourses of Epictetus. If someone can make you angry, realize that your mind is complicit in the provocation. That statement awakened her. She realized that she had spent her life trying to change him, but it was that very effort that had trapped her in a cycle of suffering. What if she simply stopped reacting? What if she reclaimed her power by mastering herself? Emotional detachment, the key to stripping a narcissist's power. Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic emperor, once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Sarah began applying this principle by practicing emotional detachment, not in a cold or unfeeling way, but as an act of self-preservation. When her partner tried to provoke her, she no longer reacted emotionally. Instead, she remained calm. When he criticized her, "I understand your opinion." When he tried to guilt-trip her, "That's your perspective." When he demanded attention, "I'm busy with something else." At first, he escalated his efforts, trying harder to push her into an emotional reaction to regain control. But over time, her calmness deprived him of his manipulative tools. She was no longer his emotional supply, and she gradually regained her autonomy. This is apatheia, the Stoic concept of maintaining inner tranquility despite external chaos. It does not mean suppressing emotions, but choosing which emotions deserve your attention. His attacks no longer hurt her because she decided they weren't worthy of her reaction. Setting boundaries, the art of defining your own space. Seneca once said, "He who is everywhere is nowhere." If you do not set boundaries, you will always be at the mercy of others, especially narcissists who never respect limits. Sarah realized this and started setting firm boundaries. She stopped explaining her decisions. "No" is a complete sentence. She refused to react to criticism. "I don't need your approval." When conversations turned toxic, she walked away. "I won't continue this discussion." For the first time, she felt grounded, unshakable, and truly free. Accepting reality and letting go of illusions. A fundamental Stoic principle is amor fati, love your fate, accept reality as it is. Many people remain trapped in relationships with narcissists because they cling to the hope that the other person will change. But misplaced hope is a prison. Sarah learned to accept the narcissist for who he was, without resentment, without illusion. She stopped waiting for the day he would change. She stopped believing that her love could heal him. Instead, she faced reality and made choices for herself. And then she walked away, not in anger, not in pain, but in absolute serenity. The final lesson: freedom comes from mastering yourself. By applying Stoic philosophy, Sarah did not just escape a toxic relationship, she transformed herself. She learned that she cannot change others, but she can change herself. She does not need to engage in emotional battles. Inner peace is her responsibility. Her boundaries do not need validation from anyone. Accepting reality is the only true path to freedom. This is the essence of Stoicism when dealing with narcissists. Master yourself, and you will never be controlled again. Breaking free from the influence of a narcissist is not about defeating them, it's about conquering yourself. When you stop trying to change them, when you no longer react the way they expect, when you set firm boundaries and focus on your own life, you reclaim the one thing they always tried to control: your freedom. Stoic philosophy teaches us that you cannot control how others behave, but you can control how you respond. Peace does not come from changing others, it comes from mastering your own thoughts, emotions, and actions. So, the real question is not, how do I make them change, but rather, how do I live a life where they no longer control me? And the answer has always been in your hands. Remember, peace is not something you need to beg for, it is your right. Walk away, choose freedom, reclaim yourself. And if you found this content helpful, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so we can continue this journey together, building a strong mind and a life free from manipulation. See you in the next video.